How can you outperform everyone but not burn yourself out? In today's video, we're going to talk about some strategies that you can be consistent and outperform your competitors and your peers, but also protect yourself and your mental well being um, from being affected by it. This is Michael with Aimed Intentions. Thanks for joining me today. It's been a while since my last video. Man, a lot's happened. I had a conference in Vegas, which was great. Made a lot of networking and connections happen. And then once we got back, I was clinical in the hospital for a couple days. Then I've been teaching, and then I got called in for backup. And it's been really hard to be consistent in getting these videos streamed. Thankfully, I've been able to be pretty consistent with working out, even whenever I was traveling. But it can be challenging. I get it, folks. It can be challenging, but the key is to keep on coming back to it. So in today's video, as I mentioned, I want to outperform without burning out. So always keep learning here has a great post and a pictograph that I really enjoy. So it takes this Yerkes-Dodson law, okay, and it's a graph of performance versus stress levels. And the key here is that you want to be on the verge of challenging yourself and being slightly fatigued because it allows you to be in the growth and learning zone. But you don't want to be exhausted and panicked because then that brings you to be burned out. But you also don't want to be bored and in your comfort zone because you're never growing, you're never learning, you're never challenging yourself, you're not making it happen. I mean, it's so important to kind of always be challenging yourself. This is how you become someone who grows. This is how you become someone who can get better, and this is what it's really about. So here's some 6 daily habits to sustain performance, um, and make sure that you can continue to be challenging yourself. And I've talked plenty of times in the past on how one can be striving to make themselves better, continuously learning, continuously evolving, filling your calendar but not overwhelming your calendar. So these these 6 daily habits. So the first one here is morning sunlight exposure. 20 minutes outside to boost energy. It regulates your circadian rhythm. That is a great habit to implement. That honestly, that would be something I would love to do. And some days I make it happen. It's usually Thursdays. I get outside and I do a quick 30-minute jog. And I do that jog while everyone else is still sleeping. So I'm not really getting the sunlight. But I do try to be outside, but not in a physical sense. Honestly, I would love to implement this, but I find it hard to fit everything in the morning, especially since I usually am waking up and working out in the 5 o'clock time frame area, and it's not the sun hasn't risen yet. Get my workout in. By the time my workout's done, I'm trying to get ready for work and do all the other things. But man, it would be really great to get that circadian rhythm going and have that sunlight exposure because the days I am outside early in the morning, I do feel better. I have started to do this where I hydrate on waking, 500 milliliters of water. I drink about a glass. How much is that? It's probably like 12-ounce water. All right, so just over 16 US fluid ounces for those of you in the US is about what it is. I do that uh, whenever before I work out, and then I delay my caffeine until after I'm done working out. So I do wait to have that caffeine till 90 minutes after waking because this helps you avoid the afternoon energy crash, which is an important thing. I find the other reason why that happens, and it's a practical one, is that my espresso machine and all my most of my coffee gear is right outside my son's room, because his bedroom is on the first floor outside the kitchen, and I don't want to wake him up. So uh, kind of got forced upon me. The other one here is 90-minute work blocks. So if you work in 90 minutes of deep work, focused work, and then take 10 to 15-minute breaks, it helps prevent your burnout rather than that cramming, um, trying to get everything done in these 4-hour blocks. It's really hard. I do find myself working in these 90-minute blocks whenever I do have to engage in deep work. For example, yesterday I had a abstract deadline for midnight. Rather than sitting down working on it for 4 hours in a row, I did 90 minutes, and then I take 10 to 15 minutes to uh, just take a break. And really, honestly, I got most of it done in two 90-minute blocks, so that was helpful. Daily movement, you gotta stay physically active. It helps increase. This is a great way to think about it. Increase your oxygen flow to your brain, and making sure you have a wind down routine and keep a consistent sleep schedule with no screens 1 hour before bed. Start reading. Start getting your self intellectual health growing. That's an important thing to do. We went to the zoo this morning after my son woke up, and I am thirsty. All right, so I really like that. How to outperform without burning out, and essentially, you want to make sure that you're in the zone of being challenged. Right up here, it's an opportunity for you to grow and learn. So you need to structure your day to have the constraints it needs to be challenging, but also uh, allow you to sustain this high performance level. So one strategy can be is filling your calendar to make sure that you have these 6 daily habits embedded in. They're non-negotiable. You're working on them, okay? And then when you have time to build in these 90-minute work blocks, fill in the activities that you wish to accomplish during that time. Set yourself a timer, and that can be a good way to ensure that you are challenging yourself. I like this quote too: motivation versus discipline. What is this on the side here? Let me make this bigger. Here we go. Motivation comes from the natural human drive to achieve something. Motivation doesn't last forever, no matter how much you want something. It's a temporary effect created by the brain to boost you in the right direction. But discipline is the ability to continue pushing in the right direction when you no longer have motivation doing it for you. Discipline is far more important than motivation. You should never rely on motivation only. This person goes, your motivation, which requires regular maintenance, provides you the reason why you started and continue a particular goal, regardless of feelings or circumstances. Discipline, which much must be constantly developed, is what keeps you showing up and pushing on when you'd rather quit. Hmm. Uh-oh. I'm gonna post this to my feed for all y'all. I also like this one here: 14 methods to master your day. I'm not going to go through this because it's more of a pictograph, but it feeds into the same theme. You're short on systems. Most people don't plan their day, they react to it. So, this is really just a method to master your day. And whenever you have those 90-minute time blocks that I was talking about, you can use one of these strategies to focus that time. So I'll just post that for you all, and I think it'd be beneficial to you. Hmm. All right, I'm going to talk about some of these other things on another video. So for the rest of today, I just want you to reflect on you can't be comfortable, but you can't stress yourself out so much that you panic and you're in a spot where you can no longer accomplish the things you need to accomplish. It's important to fill your day with challenging endeavors and to keep your mind working. Uh, and you need to make sure that you will have the system in place to keep your mental health re-energized. So making sure you're having your physical health and you are recharging yourself in other ways besides your main vocation is extremely important. So this is Michael with Aimed Intentions. I hope you liked this video. I hope you found it useful. I'd love to get some engagement in the comments. Uh, Share with me how you're making sure that you're challenging yourself but not burning yourself out. How do you outperform others without burning yourself out? Uh, if you share some things, I'll respond in the comments and share with you how I keep myself from burning out. I owe a lot of it to how I structure my day. I just padded my journal here. It's the Monk Manual. I really love this way of journaling and organizing myself. It's extremely beneficial. No paid advertisement there. Welcome though. It's welcome. All right, I'll catch y'all in the next video. I'm gonna try and be more consistent, and I might instead of doing live streams, also do some pre-recorded videos. But they probably end up the same way. Take care. See y'all in a bit.